All right, guys, it might be time to have the discussion, a serious discussion, that Denzel Curry might be one of the best hip hop artists of the last decade. Like, up there with the likes of Kendrick Lamar. I'm not saying he's better than Kendrick Lamar, but up there with the likes of Kendrick and ASAP Rocky, Freddie Gibbs, Boldy James, artists like that over the past, 10 years or so. You can see his discography in front of me right here. And all of these albums, this is from 2016 and onward. So just 8 years of albums. He's pumped out all of these albums. And pretty much every single one you see here, in my opinion, is like an 8 out of 10 or higher. Like, the consistency is so admirable from Denzel. And what I love about his catalog is that he takes a different direction stylistically pretty much every single time. We saw with his last project in 2022, Melt My Eyes to Your Future, he really went more of the lyrical side of things, talking about mental health topics. And then we see with his latest project, King of the Mischievous South Volume 2, that just dropped last week, he's going more of the trap direction. You can see the obvious influence from a certain 90s hip-hop group. Yeah, just immediately Memphis vibes. Like, this is Mystic Styles from 3 6 Mafia, their 1995 classic. Like, this beat already, the flow, like, everything about it is just so Memphis trap. Like, it's so fire. So yes, you have the obvious 3 6 Mafia influence throughout this project. You have a guy by the name Kingpin Skinny Pimp doing the narration throughout the project, who's from Memphis, Tennessee. So Memphis, Tennessee has their digital footprint all over this album, which I love about it. And I think Denzel brings a good twist to it in his own way that makes it not sound like he's copying 3 6 Mafia, but he's giving his own twist to it, which I thought sounded amazing throughout. Other standout tracks, I absolutely love Sked, which had a feature from Kenny Mason, who did his thing. Project Pat came in and did really well. You get a great sense of Denzel's uncandid flow. Honestly, Denzel Curry probably has one of the best flows in hip-hop, and that is very apparent throughout this project. The beat on Sked is unbelievable. You have a Rage-esque beat that goes absolutely nuts. Another standout track is Hit the Floor towards the end of the album, which has one of the most absurd beats I've ever heard. All right, track 13, Hit the Floor, Ski Mask the Slump God. Speaking of crazy flows, this beat is insane. Like, imagine showing somebody from the 90s, like an old head, like, who grew up on Nas and Eminem and Jay-Z, like, showing them this beat. They're just used to all the boom bap beats, Dr. Dre beats, and then you show them whatever the fuck this is. Like, this shit is crazy. So yeah, that beat is absolutely nuts. You get ridiculous flows from both Denzel and Ski Mask throughout. Just a really, really good track overall. One of my favorites on the album. And then speaking on the album as a whole, to me, it pretty much checks off every single checkbox. You have great features. You have great performances from Denzel. He's showcasing a plethora of different flows, which I can really appreciate. You have great production. Pretty much, like I said, every checkbox is checked off for sure. One of the best hip-hop projects of the year. Probably top 3 in Denzel's catalog so far. It's a little too early to tell, but I'd probably have it in like the 8 to 9 out of 10 range. It is that good, in my opinion. It is really, really good. So I'm super excited to see what Denzel does next. Stylistically, it seems like any time he drops an album, it's one of the 5 or 6 best albums of that particular year. And he seems to drop an album every 1 to 2 years. So hopefully his next album come a couple years from now is, somewhat different stylistically, which I'm sure he'll delve into. But I'm super appreciative of this new project, King of the Mischievous South Volume 2. I thought it was really, really good. Let me know what album you want to see me rate next. Till next time, deuces.